Despite having global exposure, you chose to return to India. What influenced that decision?
I'll be honest here, Mahima. When I went abroad, there was a huge recession which was going on around the world in 2009. That Lehman Brothers thing happened.
Yes.
And there weren't many jobs in UK, and especially for foreigners like us at that time.
Okay.
And I didn't want to settle for a job which did not utilize my skills in the best way.
You earlier served as the leader of opposition. What did that role teach you about leadership, patience, and responsibility?
Leader, you have to keep other people at priority and keep yourself at last. I was the leader of opposition for Congress party in the house. I have to think of other councillors first and people's issue first, then my own priorities. So as a leader, your priorities change. Leader is about taking the entire team together and keeping your team in the front. So that is what I have learned being in that role, and it is about patience. It is about being more accommodative. So that is what a leader is all about.
Some people study abroad and build their lives abroad, and some people study abroad and return to build India. Today's guest represents global education, leadership, and real impact at home. Hello everyone, and welcome to Kia Consultant Global Leaders and Educators, a podcast where we bring you inspiring stories of global exposure, leadership, and meaningful contribution. I am Mahima Baruta, Director at Kia Consultant, the Study Abroad Specialist, and today, this third episode is truly special for us. In our first two episodes, we featured distinguished leaders and educators whose families have directly experienced global education with their children studying and settling abroad. But today, the story is different. Today, we are speaking to a woman who herself pursued global education and then chose to return to India, not just to build a career, but to lead, serve, and create impact right here at home. Our guest today is Prerna Ji, a leader who has served as an MCD Councilor 3 times and has earlier held the position of leader of opposition. Alongside her public life, she successfully runs a business in organic dairy and products. Academically, Prerna Ji has a strong, diverse education background. She has completed her bachelor's and master's degree in psychology from Delhi University, holds an additional master's degree in human resource from the University of Leeds, and has also completed her LLB. Prerna Ji, on behalf of Kia Consultant, it is truly an honor to have you with us. Welcome to the show. Before we begin, I want to share with our audience, today's conversation is about global education, leadership, decision-making, resilience, and how international exposure can empower individuals who chose to contribute in India's growth story. Prerna Ji, shall we begin?
Yeah, sure.
Prerna Ji, with such a diverse academic background, psychology, HR, law, what initially motivated your journey into higher education and continuous learning?
So, ever since I was a child, I was always fascinated to have so many degrees against my name. So, initially, I wanted to become a doctor. So, in our families, when a child is born, a girl is always motivated to become a doctor and boy is always motivated to become an engineer. So I always wanted to become a doctor and I always wanted to have so many degrees for myself. But unfortunately, I couldn't go into the medical line and I landed in psychology, and then I went for masters, and fortunately I got into Leeds, and this is how things happened. So I always wanted to have so many degrees in my kitty.
You pursued advanced studies in the UK after studying in India. What differences did you observe between the Indian and international education system?
Indian education system at that time was very theoretical. I'm talking about year 2008 when I went to UK. And in India, it is very difficult to get into the top-notch universities because there are limited seats.
Absolutely.
And we have so many capable students. And unfortunately, I couldn't make it to the top universities for my management degree, which I wanted. So going abroad gives you an edge, and I think it's always better to go to a mediocre or below average university in India. It is always better to do it from abroad because you get more exposure. You culturally you get very good exposure because you get to interact with people from so many nationalities. And staying abroad, being on your own, that sense of independence comes in you.
True.
So I think it is always better to go to a foreign university than studying in a mediocre or not so good university in India.
So, how has your background in psychology helped you in understand people better, especially in leadership and public life?
See, psychology help you understand the process behind a person's behavior.
Okay.
So as a normal person, if somebody is behaving in a certain way, as a human being, we start judging that person, ki this person is good or this person is bad.
True.
But when you study psychology, when you know the processes, the reason behind that behavior, it makes you more empathetic. It makes you well equipped to understand the reason for that behavior. So you might just meet me and you might be having a bad day, and something might have happened before with you, and you just might not behave with me in a way which I expected. So if I'm a layman, I would just say, oh my God, Mahima is not a good person, see how she behaved with me just now. And if I'm a psychologist, then I'll understand, okay, she might have had something in the family, or she may have had a fight with someone before, or she may be in a bad mood, so it's okay to behave in a certain way sometimes. So psychology helps you understand the reason behind that behavior, because behavior is just not the normal thing. There are a lot of things involved in a person's behavior. So if I'm behaving good or bad, it depends on a lot of past happenings, or a lot of previous things which has happened with me. It is dependent on your upbringing, on your education, and on your past experiences. That is how a behavior comes out. So psychology makes you well equipped to understand that process.
So that probably after a psychology degree, you think that you're in a better place serving the people, because you know where they're coming from and how their mindsets are. So it was easier for you to be in a public eye that way.
And that is the reason I didn't find it very difficult to adjust in that environment.
Okay.
I belong to a corporate background. I have had foreign education. I have had a very strong educational background. But then I was introduced to politics in 2012 when I was made to contest the municipal corporation election for the first time. So it was a major shift and major transition in my life. But I could manage and I could accommodate myself easily, because I had that understanding of human behavior. I knew that, where the people are coming from, and I could deal with them in a better way because of my psychology understanding.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Despite having global exposure, you chose to return to India. What influenced that decision?
I'll be honest here, Mahima. When I went abroad, there was a huge recession which was going on around the world in 2009. That Lehman Brothers thing happened.
Yes.
And there weren't many jobs in UK, and especially for foreigners like us at that time.
Okay.
And I didn't want to settle for a job which did not utilize my skills in the best way.
Okay.
I could have gone for a job in a restaurant or somewhere else, but I didn't want to do that, because I have had a certain education and I wanted to use my skills in my job.
Yes.
So I didn't want to go for a job which was a low-skilled job at that time, and I didn't have patience to stay back and keep struggling for a couple of months. And so I just thought of coming back, because in India we have got a better setup here. So I thought that it's better to go back to India and look for a job. But I would suggest to the students that if you get a foreign exposure in terms of job, it is always better to stay back. But when I went, the scenario was different, because there weren't many jobs in HR at that time, and HR's requirement is very limited in every organization. True. So my situation was such that I had to come back to India. But I would always recommend that if you can find a suitable job for yourself, it is always better to stay back, because I think at that time we used to get 2 years work visa after the education, after you complete your education.
Yes.
If it still continues.
Right now they have reduced the amount to 18 months.
At that time it was 24 months.
Yeah.
But if you get that opportunity, I think students should utilize that. It is always better.
So are you trying to say that if they get an opportunity, probably not in the skill set they have, but a lower skill set, they should at least do that and stay there and try, or or choose the path which you have chosen?
See, when I was there was no scope of finding a job.
Okay.
Okay? So that's why I didn't want to take a chance and waste my time.
Okay.
But if you think that working on a lower skill set job can land you in a better job after a period of time, you can take that risk.
Okay.
Yeah, it is okay. But if you think that, you have to use your judgment there. So if you think that it is not possible to have that kind of a job which you aspire, then come back. But if you think there's a possibility, you can stay back and look for a job. It is always easier to find a job when you're already there.
True.
So I think students should take that chance.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have been elected as an MCD Councilor 3 times, which reflects strong public trust. What do you believe helped you to connect too deeply with the people? Just the psychology degree which you have mentioned earlier, or it was something else as well?
Yeah, Mahima, I already told you about my education in psychology. And other than that, no, as a person, I have been very empathetic. And my exposure in Leeds have made me well equipped to understand people's behavior in a better way, because I have interacted with so many people from so many different nationalities. And foreign education always broadens your horizon.
True.
Yeah, it makes you think in a different way. So that really helped me, and I was more open to different behaviors, and I was more open to different personalities of people. So this really helped me connect with them, and I could think from where they are coming from. So I think that was helpful.
Okay. You earlier served as the leader of opposition. What did that role teach you about leadership, patience, and responsibility?
See, as a leader, you have to keep other people at priority and keep yourself at last. So when I was the leader of opposition for Congress Party in the House, I have to think of other councillors first, and people's issue first, then my own priorities. So as a leader, your priorities change. Leader is about taking the entire team together and keeping your team in the front. So that is what I have learned being in that role. And it is about patience. It is about being more accommodative. So that is what a leader is all about.
Okay. How do education and structured thinking influence decision making in governments?
See, if you have a good educational background and if you have a good exposure, definitely your understanding becomes better.
Okay.
And your problem solving approach also becomes better. So when a person comes with a certain exposure and a certain background, then definitely the critical thinking and problem solving approach will be better than others. And you can deal with the governance in a better way. You can interact with the governance in the better way. And the bureaucracy, which is not easy to deal with in India. So you have that understanding, and they start taking you seriously. So when you deal with people in the governance and when you deal with people in the bureaucracy, if you have got a good background, then people start taking you seriously and they listen to you. So this is what helps.
Okay. What are the most pressing grassroots challenges you feel Indian studies need to address today?
See, first thing is that the problem solving approach and the application based knowledge has to come in. When we were studying at that time, everything was very theoretical, and students didn't know where to apply the concepts and where to apply this education, how it's going to help me when I grow up. But I think now the things are changing. And now when I teach my 11-year-old kid and I see his curriculum, it is more application based, and the assessment is also based on the learning, on the rote learning, and on the theoretical things. So I think it has to be more application based, and people should learn to implement it in their life. Yeah.
True. Okay. Public life comes with criticism and pressure. How do you stay mentally resilient?
Wow, this is tough. And initially, we all are having a different mindset, and it is very difficult to deal with such things. But gradually it comes.
Okay.
As and when you are in the system, you realize after a certain time that a lot of things and a lot of arguments and a lot of fights are not needed. Baseless, and they are not needed, and you can avoid. You have to choose your battles. So you realize that, and you interact with so many people around. They are going to have different opinion. They are going to have different perception about things, and that is what human behavior is all about.
True.
We all don't look same, and we all can't behave in a similar way, right? So this is a fact which we need to understand, and this is something you learn over time. No book can teach you, no university can teach you this. It comes with experience, it comes with exposure, and it comes with when you start dealing with it.
Nice. So alongside public service, you run a business in organic dairy products. What inspired you to enter this space?
When I contested elections, when I entered politics, I was working with Apollo Tyres in HR. So I always wanted to be self-sufficient and financially independent. So I started a business of gift items.
Okay.
So we were doing gift items supply to corporates.
Okay.
I was doing it, and then in COVID, that business had to shut because, so many events cancelled and everything was very unexpected.
True.
And companies had cut down their budgets on marketing. So my this gift item supply business had to shut in COVID, and 2-3 years, nothing worked out. So I was thinking of an alternate business. So one of my friends suggested me to start this dairy farming.
Okay.
And he said that, not many people are doing it, and there is always demand is much higher than supply. So, and then I did some research, and I found out that WHO has found that there are around 80% contaminated dairy products in India. So 80% of dairy in India is not contaminated, and it's not good for consumption. So I started this farm with 1 buffalo.
Okay.
Yeah. So, because I had no idea about it, and I had no exposure to this business. Of course, when I was a child, my grandmothers used to keep cattle, but that was not enough to start a business.
Yeah.
So I started with 1 buffalo, and today we have around 32.
Oh, nice.
31, 32, yeah. And we are growing gradually, and that is how I wanted it to be. And purpose is to give pure organic dairy products to people. Right now we are dealing in only milk. We are supplying milk, but gradually we'll move to other products as well. But purpose is to give them chemical-free, organic, good for consumption, healthier options in dairy. Yeah, and we don't use urea and other chemical fertilizers for our green fodder also.
Okay.
Yeah, we only use cow dung and natural fertilizers. So it is pure and organic milk, and that is how it should be. We have to motivate people and take them to consuming organic products.
Yeah, right. How do you balance entrepreneurship with public responsibilities?
See, it's about time management. And I have a small child also, so you have to ask me how do I manage entrepreneurship, politics and family. Because, as a woman, we have to manage everything.
Absolutely.
So it's about time management, and it is also about delegating the responsibility. So I cannot do it all alone. So for my business, I have a team of people. I empower them. I delegate some responsibilities to them. And as a family, me and my husband, we co-parent my child.
Okay.
So we are doing, parenting together. So some bit of responsibility about the family he's taking up, and some bit I am. And public responsibilities are also, we have to delegate it to other people. We have to empower it to other people. और सबको साथ लेकर चलना होता है. तो हम लोग सब कुछ अकेले नहीं कर सकते. सबको एम्पावर करना है, सबको encourage करना है, and that is how things are done. And I'm able to manage it pretty well. वो responsibilities बांट करके वो बहुत अच्छे से manage हो रहा है.
I think ये हर वुमेन अच्छे से कर लेती है.
हाँ,
बिकॉज ये बेसिक इंस्टिंक्ट है उनके अंदर.
हाँ, एंड आई थिंक जो महिलाएं हैं उनको मल्टीटास्किंग ज़्यादा अच्छे से आती है.
या राइट.
या तो ये नेचुरल एक हमको भगवान ने एक दिया है क्वालिटी.
Okay, as a women leader, managing politics, business and public expectation, what has been the biggest challenge so far?
Raising your child. See, politics was a challenge earlier when I entered, but when my son was born, I realized that everything else is very, very easy and it is manageable. I think raising children is the toughest, and I respect my parents more now when I have a son. I think this is the toughest job to be a parent, but yeah, let's see how thing goes. Yeah.
If you could change one perception about women in leadership in India, what would it be?
One perception about women in leadership, that they are not the decision makers. जैसे कि I don't know if you know about this or not, Rajiv Gandhi ji got in reservation for women in panchayats. So in villages, for Sarpanch, there was a women reservation which Rajiv Gandhi ji got it. And then in Delhi MCD, Sheila Dikshit ji got reservation for women, for corporators. And that is how we have 50% women councillors in Delhi. So initially there was a perception कि वो सरपंच वाइफ या काउंसलर वाइफ जो है वो आते हैं और बाकी जो उनके घर के पुरुष हैं या men in the house takes responsibility for the decision making and they actually do the work and women are just the puppets or the rubber stamps.
Yes.
But that is not true. We have leadership qualities in women. They are the decision maker. They understand the problems of people. As a representative, they do excellent work. And we have to, accept this fact that women can be the decision makers and they are the leaders themselves. A woman always leads the house. She is the one, who is actually holding the house or the family together. So we have to accept them as leaders.
I think with time we have also, progressed that जो औरतों का काम है वो सिर्फ घर का नहीं है, वो बाहर जाकर भी अच्छी तरीके से मतलब काम कर सकती है, घर भी चला सकती है, काम भी कर सकती है. और अब तो MCD काउंसलर्स हैं और लीडर्स हैं, तो वो बहुत अच्छे से निभा रही हैं, है ना.
And I know many women leaders, I won't name them, they were not educated at all. And because of this women reservation, they got to contest the municipal corporation elections. And some of them I know, when they were elected back in 2012, they did not even mark their attendance on their own because उनको लिखना भी नहीं आता था. And over the years I see them, they are perfect leaders. They have been doing such good work and बहुत अच्छे तरीके से उन्होंने हाउस में जो है लोगों की समस्याओं को उन्होंने प्रेजेंट करा और बहुत अच्छे से लोगों के साथ उन्होंने डील किया एंड दे वर वेरी सक्सेसफुल म्यूनिसिपल काउंसलर्स. तो ऐसा नहीं है एंड दैट इज़ हाउ द लीडर्स कम अप. आपको लीडर्स बनाने पड़ेंगे, निकालने पड़ेंगे. और जो एक परसेप्शन था कि भाई जो लेडीज़ लड़ती हैं, जो औरतें लड़ती हैं, वो सिर्फ नाम के लिए लड़ती हैं, उनके पति या उनके परिवार के बाकी जो पुरुष हैं वो राजनीति चलाते हैं. बट दिस इज़ नॉट ट्रू. विमेन आर लीडर्स, दे आर बॉर्न लीडर्स. द ओनली थिंग इज़ वी नीड टू एक्सेप्ट इट एंड वी नीड टू रिकग्नाइज इट.
True.
Acceptance is important.
Yeah, true. Parents often worry about sending their children abroad. From your own journey, what reassurance would you like to give them?
In terms of safety, it is absolutely safe to be abroad, and a consultant like you give full end-to-end support to your students. So parents need not worry about the safety because वही parents का concern होता है कि हमारा बच्चा safe रहेगा या नहीं. When I was going abroad, my mother was very worried about my security and safety and well-being. So they have to be rest assured कि कोई problem नहीं होता. Environment is much safer than India. और उसके अलावा it is very good for the growth of the student or the child. So you come out as a different person altogether, and it shapes your personality in a very different way. So I think need not worry. Parents should be very confident in sending their kids abroad, and with consultancies like you, with people like you. Before this podcast we were talking that how you support students end to end, like from writing their SOPs, IELTS, securing a admission, and then when they go abroad, then you help them with accommodation and arranging a Uber, airport pickup and all that.
Yes.
It is excellent, I think. So
Thank
with
you.
consultants like you around, no parent need to worry about the well-being of their child.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
What skills do students gain abroad that you feel are critical for leadership roles in India if they decide to come back? What are the skills that is required?
See, the topmost skill which you learn being abroad is being independent.
True.
Yeah, when you're in India and coming from a good family, you have got a lot of helps around, and your parents are mostly spoon feeding you with a lot of things, which doesn't happen there.
Yeah.
So you have to clean your toilets, you have to clean your space, you have to wash your clothes, you have to cook your own food. So everything has to be done on your own. So this is the most important life skill which is needed for any person, be a man or a woman. So being independent is one thing which you need at every stage of life. in your family, in your professional life, everywhere you need it. And I think this is and also another important thing which you learn after studying abroad is how to interact with people from different cultures. That is something which shapes your personality, and you become more confident.
True.
You become more flexible, you become more accommodating. So, these are the skills which no books can teach you.
True.
And staying in India, I think it's not possible to have this kind of an exposure. No matter you go to IIMs or the top universities, but having this kind of exposure is only possible when you stay abroad on your own, do your own things and interact with people from all nationalities.
क्योंकि यहाँ पर तो आज भी मम्मी पानी दे दो और ग्लास आ जाता है.
Glass आ जाता है, we have got drivers,
Yeah,
and
true.
We have got domestic helps, और वो पापा मम्मी सब कुछ कर ही रहे होते हैं. तो I think every student should, have 1 year of abroad education experience. That is what I feel.
For students who want to return to India after studying abroad, what mindset should they carry?
See, when I went abroad, I'll talk about myself. I thought, when I'll come back to India, I'll be very easily placed in corporate, and, I'll be in huge demand and I'll get the job I want. But that doesn't happen. If you are coming back from a foreign university, you have to find your way, and gradually you get the job you want, and gradually things happen, but it might not happen immediately the way you want it. So you have to start from somewhere, be patient, just work on yourself, work on your personality, work on your skills, and gradually you will land into the place where you wanted.
मुझे लगता है कि जब हम बाहर से पढ़कर आते हैं तो एक डिफरेंट माइंडसेट होता है एम्प्लॉयर का भी. उनको लगता है ये जादू की छड़ी लेकर आए हैं, इनको सब कुछ आता होगा, बट वो भूल जाते हैं कि एट द एंड ऑफ द डे एजुकेशन ही तो है. है ना. तो मुझे लगता है कि दैट इज ऑल्सो एक छोटा सा स्ट्रगल रहता है जो बाहर से पढ़कर आते हैं.
बट दैट इज जस्ट द इनिशियल ग्लिच.
आई एग्री.
मतलब you don't have to be disheartened. When I came back from UK in 2009, I could not find a job for myself for, I think, 4-5 months. And I was very frustrated. I was very irritated. Some places I used to go, I was overqualified for the job.
Right.
They thought that, since I have studied abroad, I may not fit in the culture here.
Yes.
So it was a drawback.
Yeah.
And a lot of jobs wanted a work experience. So I could not fit in that criteria also. But ultimately I landed in a decent job. And later on my career took a very nice turn. I was selected for Apollo Tyres as a management trainee, and everything settled. But initially you have to work hard, and things doesn't happen on their own.
True.
So if you're coming from abroad after having a foreign degree, don't think that employers will be standing at the airport and welcoming you ki please come. It doesn't happen that way, and it doesn't happen anywhere. Whether you are doing a degree from a reputed institute in India or from abroad, I think you have to do that initial work and initial struggle, which shapes your career and personality, and ultimately everything settles. This is for sure.
और मुझे लगता है कि एक एज ऑफ कोर्स मिलता है बाहर से पढ़कर आने का, क्योंकि द काइंड ऑफ करिकुलम दे हैव बिल्ड, इट्स मोर ऑफ प्रैक्टिकल लर्निंग देन थ्योरेटिकल. जो यहाँ पर अभी भी थ्योरेटिकल लर्निंग हम कर रहे हैं, आई थिंक वो एक एज एक्स्ट्रा है.
सो if you are able to manage those initial months, then you are safe.
Yes, I agree.
Then nothing can shake you in your professional career.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right, Prerna ji, time for the rapid fire round. Quick answers, first thought.
Yeah.
Okay. One word to describe your student life abroad.
Independent.
One habit you picked up abroad that you still follow.
Having black coffee.
Okay. So, tea or coffee? It's coffee.
Black coffee, yeah.
Okay. Early mornings or late nights?
Early mornings now. But when I was a student, then late nights.
Okay.
Yeah.
One leadership quality India needs more of today.
Acceptability. I would take a leverage and I would say 2-3.
Okay.
It's acceptance, more sensitivity, and awareness of what actual issues are. Right now we see that, actual issues are something and we talk about something else. So that should not be there.
Okay. One thing people misunderstand about politics.
That all politicians are villains, like they show in Hindi movies. this is not true. And politicians are good, intelligent people. They think about the society, they think about the development. Of course, there are some exceptions who do not think about the environment and the society the way they should. But yes, a lot of them are doing very good work. They are educated people. They are not like what you show in the Hindi movies. So you should not make your opinion based on that. Actual politicians are learned people. They have had exposure to forming policies, and they have had exposure to the problems in the society, and it's a tough work.
Okay.
Yeah.
A quote or thought you live by?
Live and let others live.
Okay. One book or subject that shaped you the most?
Book, there's no single book, but yes, psychology has shaped me as a person. It shaped my understanding about human behavior. And yes, I would say psychology.
Okay. One skill every student must learn before going abroad?
Learn the basic things like cooking, cleaning, washing, this is which you will need when you're abroad.
One message for young women who want to lead?
Have confidence in yourself. You have that in you. And whether the society recognizes or not, it doesn't matter. You have to believe in yourself.
Your answers are really real and inspiring. Thank you so much. So Prerna ji, when you reflect on your journey across education, leadership and entrepreneurship, what does being a globally educated leader with strong Indian roots truly mean to you?
See, a global leader, it does not mean that if I have had an international exposure, I'm not connected to my roots. So the real mantra for growth is to be connected to the roots and still be able to deal with the current situation and the current scenario. So as I've told you that I run a dairy farm, and I started this profession which a lot of people won't do. People would not like to go back to buffaloes and cow dung and all of that. So a leader is the one who can accommodate everything, which is the need of an hour. It is the need of an hour to have an organic setup and to motivate people to get connected to our roots. So I think a global leader is the one who can balance the technology and the growth with our basics. And additionally, if you have had that kind of an exposure, a global exposure, you develop a mindset where you don't give up easily. I left corporate, I entered politics, and it was a transition for me. I've never thought of becoming a leader, but it happened, and I accepted it with all my heart, and I did the best possible work in that field. And then I told you about my gift items business.
Yes.
It had to shut in COVID, but then also I didn't give up. I thought of another project, and you have to keep going. So scenarios or situations cannot stop you. You just have to know what to do next. So growth is about always being consistent and not stopping. And that is what I have learned and I have implemented in my journey.
Thank you so much, Prerna ji. Your journey reinforces something we strongly believe at Kia Consultant. Global education does not mean leaving India behind. It means coming back stronger and more capable of leading change. To all the students and parents watching, if you are planning your study abroad journey, Kia Consultant, the study abroad specialist, is here to support you end to end. This was episode 3 of Kia Consultant Global Leaders and Educators with Prerna Singh ji. I am Mahima Baruta, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you.